Hey you guys, it's your girl Cole and I'm back with another video. And as you guys already read below, you already know what the video is about. It is a story time, and it is really like a serious story time. And I feel like I want to speak about it because, as you guys know, it is October. It's October the 10th to be exact right now. But it's domestic violence awareness. And I'm pretty sure if you haven't been through it, you know somebody who's been through it. And I just wanted to touch bases on my story. And before I even get into the video, I just want to say this is a disclaimer. It's not to bash talk anybody. It's not to talk down on anybody or not to make anybody feel some type of way. It's just what I've been through in my experience. In my side of the story, because there's two sides to the story, but this is just my side of the stories. I'm debating on if I'm going to include the photos from this one incident. Sorry, you guys. So I haven't decided if I'm going to add the photos to this video or not. Basically, the photos I do have are from the last incident that had happened, and also it's the minor incident. It's the it has been other incidents that has been serious or worse than this one. And I feel like this one is serious as well, but this one just really stuck out to me, and it's the one that I'm going to tell. So without further ado, let's get into this video, you guys. Please like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend, and tell a friend, and tell a friend. And you guys, if you know somebody that's in a domestic violence relationship that is the abuser or the abusee, please, you guys, speak out, talk to them. This is a serious topic, and it sometimes gets swept under the rug and normalized. And let's not normalize domestic violence on no part. So you guys, this is an ex that I had dated for a while, for a few years. Basically, we had met when we were kids. We were friends, and then we had started dating and then broke up. And then like when we were adults, we rekindled. So when I first started dealing with him or messing with him, I was in my early 20s. And basically, I'm trying to tell the story, you guys, without saying his name or giving too much information, because I feel like we're still connected and we still have mutual friends, and I just don't want him to have any backlash. And I just want to tell my side of the story without it like being anything extra. So if you see me like thinking on it, it's because I'm trying to tell my story without bashing him, if that makes sense. Like, if you get what I'm saying, that's what I'm trying to do. So basically, you guys, of course, I want to say like the relationship didn't start off violent, but it did. Like from the jump, it started off violent. Like it wasn't like a honeymoon phase or nothing like that. It started off physical. And he has a lot of childhood trauma, I feel like, and he has a lot of issues with his parents and like just in general. So I don't know if that is why it was like that, but it's been it wasn't like a honeymoon phase, or it wasn't like that. It's been like physical. And I also am a firm believer in karma. In my relationship before his, I was very physical and I was the abuser. Granted, I was in a verbal abusive relationship with that person, but they never physically put their hands on me, as to where I was physically putting my hands on the ex before this one, that the story of time I'm telling you guys. So I just feel like it was kind of karma. So basically, you guys, this incident that I'm speaking on, we were not together. It's other incidents that I probably will tell later on, but we were not together at all on this incident. So basically, I had wound up dealing with somebody else. We had wound up breaking up completely. I was already into a different relationship. That relationship had failed, and I was talking to somebody else. I wasn't dealing with that person. Like, it wasn't anything serious, but it was becoming serious. So basically what happened was he was supposed to help me move, but it was like a lot of confusion in him helping me move and stuff. So I was just like, never mind. So he was like, I guess basically, have you ever dealt with somebody who, when you're nice to, they think like, oh, we're back together? He's one of them type people. So it's like every time I'm nice to him, it would, in his mind, we were working. So like basically, so he was supposed to come over and help me move and things. I was single at the time. I was talking to somebody else, but I was technically single. So I knew, one, I wanted the other person to come over. So I wasn't going to invite him over. And then on top of me inviting him, like, I just felt like it was too much. I just felt like it was going to be too much. So I was like, nah, you don't gotta come or whatever. This, and the third. My stepdad had came into town and he had helped me move into my place. And so when he had helped me move into my place, it was me and my 3 children. So when he helped me move into my place, it was later that night, and I had got the guy I was talking to. I had went and got him, and he had came and spent the night over. It was the first night that I was in this place. It was March the 2nd of 2016. So basically, like, I had, we were in the bed, and I had heard somebody, like, it was sleep. It was like 2 in the morning or something like that. And I had heard somebody coming up the steps. So I thought it was one of my kids, like, coming up to, like, getting something to drink on the steps. So I didn't think anything of it. And for some reason, my bedroom door was facing the steps. So it was like this. So he had said, like, no, he didn't say anything. And, like, he's a taller guy. So he didn't say anything, but I could see, like, the figure. So I felt like, I don't know why in my heart to hearts, I already knew it was him. Backtrack. He was blowing my phone up that whole night, but I wasn't answering. I'm just like, no, I'm not going to answer. Like, I knew it was going to be an argument. I'm just like, I'm not, like, why am I answering? Like, I don't have to answer. I don't owe you anything. Like, you're not my guy. I don't owe you nothing. So as I see him, like, a figure coming up the stairs, at first, my first initial reaction was I thought somebody was breaking in my house. So when the way my bed was laying was like, the headboard was this way and the bed was like this. The door was right here. So I was sleeping on this side, and the person that was at my house was on this side. So as I get up, and, like, I can now see, like, the figure. I've been dealing with this person for so long, I can see their figure. So I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, why the fuck are you here? Like, why are you in here? And granted, the relationship was already so domestic, and he had already did so many things to me, you guys. This was just, like, the bullet point. And I'm going to tell this, and then I'm going to go back to, like, some of the things he did. But, so he was like, what the fuck? You got a nigga in here? Like, he was just, like, going off. Like, when I say going off. So the nigga that was right there, he had got up. And he had, like, put his clothes on. And so the nigga was like, no, this ain't even, like, the guy who had broken my house, my ex, was like, this not even about you. I'm just strictly on her. And I'm like, this not even about you. This not even about you. So pause right there. Let me bring awareness to that. The person that I was dealing with that was at my house at that time, he was, like, heavy in the streets. Like, he was living that lifestyle. So he always had, like, a gun on him. So what if he would have killed that man? Like, what if he would have just shot at you? Because he don't know the situation. He didn't know me like that. Like, he knew me, but he didn't know me like that. We were just getting to know each other. So you put your life in danger. What if he would have had a gun, shot you, or shot somewhere, and then my kids in the room? Like, anything could have happened. And it's like, you just breaking in my house, like, moving off emotion. And I wouldn't even say moving off emotion, because it wasn't under no false precincts. We're not together. We were not together at all. He had no idea in his mind, like, oh yeah, me and her together, or we're working on it. No, it was none of that. So you knew what you were doing. I feel like you're so used to intimidating me that you thought, like, so it's like that situation could have went so left, and you just don't know. Like, you're that mad that you're willing to break in my house. You don't know what's going on. And he kept saying, like, later on we did talk about it, and he kept saying, like, oh, well, I knew a nigga was in there. I knew a nigga was in there. So what? He didn't even come with, like, no gun. So you were going to come. What if somebody would have did something to you? Now your mother is a motherless child. Like, why would you want that? And I'm speaking on anybody, for the guys that watch this. Females are not worth it. I'm not worth you losing your life, or you going to jail, or you killing me and my kids are without a mother. Like, are you crazy? Like, people really, like, don't think. And when you move and you're moving off, like, the emotions, anything could have happened. In that split second, everybody in their life, that dynamic to everything could have changed. Like, that could have been crazy. That outcome could have been so crazy. Like, all for what? Like, that, it's just never worth it. No female is worth it. And I'm not worth it. And I have sons. And I'm going to tell my sons the same thing. Like, no female is ever worth you going to jail, losing your life, losing your freedom. Like, it's never losing your mind. No female is ever worth that. That's not love. That's control. And I felt like he was obsessed with me. Not like in an obsessive way, like stalking me, but obsessed with, like, possessive. Like, that wasn't love. That's not love. Love it's not that. And that's what people fail to realize. That is not what love is. Love is not oh, you're mine, and if you don't do it, I say I'm gonna beat you, or oh, I'm gonna beat you to control you, I'm gonna control you. That's not love. That's not what love feels like. And if you're in a situation like that, you need to get out. Like, that's not okay. I don't condone that in no aspect, like at all, not even a little bit. People are losing their lives every day. Every day I hear about a female dying or a man dying. Like, it goes both ways, because I was an abuser before. It goes both ways, and not just men. So he goes downstairs. So when he goes downstairs, I'm following him like, why the fuck you in my house? And so I'm so crazy. I didn't know if this man had a knife, a gun. I didn't know what state of mind he in. And remind you, he really is. Sometimes I feel like he really can be unstable. I'm so used to the toxicity. I'm so used to like the negative, the bad vibes. I'm just like following behind him, cussing him out like, why the fuck you in my house? Blah, blah, blah. So he like, you got another nigga in here? You got a nigga in here? As if he was paying my bills or something. As if he brought anything in my fucking house. Like, I was just lost. I was flabbergasted like, huh? What? So, like, I'm on the defense because I'm like, bro, you know what's up. Remind you, he knew about this guy. I told him about this guy. Because at the end of the day, I felt like we're friends. Like, he had a girl. He was dealing with somebody. So, I'm like, it's nothing like when he was trying to kick his ass to, like, my mother and people after who knew what was going on. Like, I was leading him on. Bro, you knew what was up. I wasn't leading you on at all. Not even a little bit at all, y'all. Chloe sleep. My dad just brought her from cheerleading practice. But anyway, I wasn't leading him on at all, y'all. Like, and let me take that back, because that year he was, I want to say some stuff, but I don't want to say it. So he knew what it was. I wasn't leading him on. So basically, as I'm standing there, like, the way it was like, you come downstairs, it's the front door, the living room and dining room was like all one. So it was like, you go this way, you go around the stairs, and there's the kitchen. He had to come in through the kitchen way because I had a deadbolt in my right there in my back door. I know he didn't come in through the back door. I mean the basement door. So I'm like trying to, like, I'm cussing him out, but I'm looking to see like how did he get in. So he kept saying like he knew a nigga was here, he knew a nigga was here. But I feel like he broke in, like, I don't know if he thought like he was gonna try to like seduce me. And I'm gonna be like, yeah, just come on. Nigga, no, you broke in my fucking house. So even if a nigga wasn't here. So as we standing here or whatever, my kids are standing on the steps, and the guy that was in my house was standing like by the front door. So he like, I had a guy that was at my house like, where the fucking keys at? Where the keys at? Like, this is too much. Don't got shit to do with me. Don't have shit to do with me. So I turn around. Like, I look like that. And like, as you guys can see like the hit is still right. Like, the mark from where he hit me at is still right there on my face. Years later. So as I go to turn around, he just like, bitch. And like, when I say he rocked my shit, he rocked my shit. Like, I was a nigga on the street. Like, he straight like, and this is not the first time he hit me in my face. It's not the first time that he ever hit me. Like, he has hit me worse than this. He had done worse than this to me. But that one hit, it was never like, I felt like he really hit me like he wanted to blind me. Like, he wanted my shit to be fucked up. Like, he hit the fuck out of me. So at that time, I felt it, but not like it was never like that. Like, when he hit me in my face, it'd be like I'm covering myself, and not really with all his might. He had beat me up before, stomped me before, but it was never like that. Like, that hit was like a hit, like, bitch, you are like a one hit or quitter. Like, that shit was it. Like, he hit me in my face and I was winded. Like, I felt like he punched me in my stomach. But my adrenaline was going, and I was just started fighting him. Like, I was trying to find something to stab him with, like anything. And like, at this point, I don't know if he was shocked that he hit me so hard, because my shit just split. Like, and it just was bleeding. And like, I'm gonna insert the picture. I don't know where I'm gonna insert the pictures. I'm probably gonna insert it after, because I just don't feel comfortable like with Chloe in the background and me inserting pictures, even though she can't see it. It's just like a mind thing. I don't know. But you guys, so I just started like swinging and stuff. So at this time, he grabbed my phone and my keys, and like, he ran out the house. Like, he left. And I don't even know how he left. I don't even know how he got out the house that quick. I wonder if he left out the back door. But by this time, y'all, I don't know how like he got out so quick. But by that time, the guy that was at my house, he wound up leaving. So I don't know if he left out the back door and then my ex wound up leaving. But maybe that's how he got out so quick, because the guy that was there wound up leaving first. But y'all, by that time, he had took my phone and my keys. So I'm like, damn, I hope this nigga don't come back. So I really didn't want to call the police. So I called my mom. I used my daughter's phone. I called my mom. So when I called my mom, I'm just telling her like what happened. At this point, you guys, all I had, this was just right here was split open. and it was just bleeding. But I had put like a Band-Aid on it, and it wasn't like nothing was black. I didn't even think like nothing was, I was just thought like, all right, he punched me real hard. Like my eyes was blurry, my eye was blurry, but it was like nothing. It was just like blood. It wasn't swelled, nothing. So I'm like, all right, so I'm telling my mom. So she's basically like, no, call the police, get his ass locked up, blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, I really don't want to call the police. I really don't want to get him locked up. I just want it to be done. I want him to leave me alone. Like, I want this to be it. Like, why am I going through this? We're not even together. Like, why are we doing this? Like, this is not what I'm about to do. So he had my phone and my key. So I wound up calling, like, my mom wound up calling his mom. And they had wound up getting into it because basically his mom was saying, like, she felt like I was leading him on. Like, she basically like, oh, yeah, they be talking, this. And granted, we was talking. We were friends. We talked. Like, it wasn't like she was trying to make it seem. So my mom, like, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if she was fucking him. They don't give him no right to put his hands on my fucking, like, my mom was going off. And she's an Aries like me. She's such a fire sign. She was going off. So I'm like, Mom. So I wound up hanging up. So I did wind up calling the police. They was like, do you want to get him arrested? Do you want to press charges? And I'm like, no, I don't. I had wound up like basically putting it on record that it was an incident. They asked that I want to press charges. I said no. My mom and my dad was so mad at me, like they wasn't even talking to me. My mom wound up coming up that same night. Like it happened wee hours in the morning. She was there by midday, and she lived in Atlanta at the time still. She was there by midday. I wound up calling his father. His father wound up getting my keys. The police wound up like circling the area to make sure he wasn't there and like finding my phone under a car or some shit. Finding my phone under a car or some shit. So I wound up getting my phone back that night. And his father wound up bringing my keys like a week or two later or some shit like that. So basically, you guys, I did that. That is like the end of the story. He had kept calling me and asking, can we talk about it, blah, blah, blah. And that's another thing, you guys. Dealing with a person that assaults you and then try to reason on why they assaulted you or have a reason, that's not even genuine. Like, they can't even acknowledge that what they did was dead-ass. So, you guys, I'm going to scoot this way. And I'm going to post the pictures, like, right here. Basically, the first picture is, like, when he first hit me, it's, like, just started the bleed or whatever. And then it was, I put a Band-Aid on it. And then you could see, like, the next morning, it was just, like, a purple, kind of, like, purple-blue ring. And then it was, like, it started getting swollen, like, puffing. Like, my eye was, like, black for, like, 8 weeks. 6 to 8 weeks, my eye was, like, swelled shut. Like, I was wearing glasses. Like, I look like Reds from Friday. Like, no lie. Like, I was putting everything on it. Like, my family wanted to do something to him so bad. I'm just like, it's not worth it. I don't want to be the cause of somebody dead or in jail. It's not worth it. Like, I just feel like you got to realize you got to pick your battles wisely. And I just felt like he wasn't worth it. He wasn't worth it. I wasn't worth having that on my conscience. No. Like, you guys, that was the main story. But I'm going to give you guys some backstory now so that you guys know the signs. Basically, you guys, this was leading up. This showed that it gets worse. Him breaking in my house was a no-go. Him breaking in my house stripped all the security I had for my house. I didn't even feel comfortable in my house. Number one, I have kids here. You don't know who's seen you break in my house. You don't know who's seen what. So what if somebody else would have came, broke in my house, robbed me, tried to rape me, kidnap my kids, like anything? You just literally opened the door for that because somebody is always watching. Like, that's something I'm a firm believer in. Somebody is always watching. So be careful with what you do, where you do it at. Be very mindful because people are watching. When you lock yourself out and you break in your house, trust and believe, I'm a firm believer that somebody is watching. Somebody's seeing it. Now, their intentions on it, but somebody is seeing what's going on around you. Yeah, like, so that was dangerous right there. Then that showed you had no regards for how I felt, my safety, like my peace of mind, my children. You had no regards for none of that. And I feel like to some extent, it wasn't like, oh, I'm just acting in a rage. Because literally, you drove to my house and we lived like 30, 35, 40 minutes away from each other. You drove to my house. You had all that time to think about what if this, what if that, what if this. Why even put yourself in that situation? Because again, like I said, what if the person that was at my house at that time had a gun? What if I had a gun? What if you had a gun and you just started shooting? Clearly your mind wasn't right. Like, clearly you didn't have a gun. But like, nobody knows. Who the fuck breaks in somebody's house? You're not my nigga. Like, we are nothing. Why would you break in somebody's house? Like, that was crazy to me. That right there let me know, like, yeah, he's clearly not all the way together. And he clearly don't give a fuck about my safety. So, you guys, that goes to show that it just gets worse. Worse and worse. It does not get better. Most people, when they hit you, it's going to continue. And then on top of that, hitting you is always crazy. It's always wrong. But when somebody hits you in the face, that shows they don't give a fuck who sees your face. They don't give a fuck about the explanation. And the problem that was within myself and other people that I still have this problem to today is people try to protect the abuser. Like, they don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck what story you come up with. They just don't care. They just doing whatever they want to do to you. And here you are making excuses, lying, covering up for somebody who don't even care about you. And granted, I'm not in an abusive relationship now, but I find myself making excuses for people who do me wrong in my life to this day. Like, oh, it was because of this, or oh, it was because of that. And it's not right. It's not right. And then when you steady going back, even with cheating wise, when you steady going back, it just lets that person know. You keep going back, that's showing somebody like, people, 9 times out of 10, people can see the worth in you. They're hoping you can't see your worth in you. And you keep going back thinking, oh, they're going to change. They're going to see how much I love you. No. All they see is, oh, this bitch going to keep taking it. This bitch love me so much that she going to keep taking me cheating on her. Keep taking me putting her hands on her. And then one wrong hit. He hit me right here, you guys. He could have hit me a little up here and killed me. He could have hit me and I could have fell and hit my head and been dead. My kids would have witnessed their mother dying. Over what? Nothing. Like, you don't even know. Like, over what? Like, that's the crazy part about it. It's like, it was over something that you were going to go to jail for the rest of your life for what? And then, you guys, okay, so that was the last time that he ever put his hands on me. It has been numerous of times. Like, I remember one time, like, this is not even like a time he put his hands on me. This is just like the mental abuse and the mental hurt worse. Okay, one time, you guys, we were still together. I had wound up moving because, like, he had the last attack before this incident. He had, it was like severe. So I had wound up leaving and going to stay with my mom. So I was still dealing with him. And it's so funny, you guys, we didn't break up because of the abuse. That's not why we broke up. We broke up because he cheated on me. Not because I knew my worth and I should have known I'm not nobody punching bag. I should have known, like, the first time he hit me, that's go. No. It was because he cheated on me. That's why we broke up. It's because he cheated on me. Not because he put his hands on me. So basically, you guys, I was still talking to him. But I was talking to other people. So when I was talking to other people, he was mad. And mind you, we broke up. He cheated on me. Like, we were no longer together. I was still talking to him, but I was talking to other people, and he knew. And that's another thing. I was very honest with him about talking to other people. I wasn't lying. I wasn't hiding because there was nothing to hide. We were not together anymore. So I had sent him, in our relationship, I had sent him sexual videos and pictures of myself. You're my boyfriend, so of course I'm sitting there. You love me, I love you. We've been together for so long. Like, of course, why would I not? Like, why would I think like you would do something crazy? So he was telling me like he was gonna post my stuff on social media. So at the time, I'm not thinking like, I'm just like, whatever, do what you want. Like, running my mouth like that's gonna get me more followers. You think your friends want me? Now they going blah blah blah. So I don't know how we got from, but I think I might have hung up on him and blocked him. You guys, this man posts the sexual videos and pictures of me and tagged my parents in it. Remind you, my father is real into church and religion. He tagged him. And you guys know how degrading and embarrassing that was. And it wasn't like he posted it, took it down. He left it up for, I don't know how long. My dad had wound up telling him, like, basically, I don't know if my dad threatened him, but my dad had wound up saying something to him, like, and I just could not believe, like, what the fuck? And of course, I still wound up dealing with him after. Was I dealing with him after that? I can't remember if I dealt with him after that or not. But you guys, it was just multiple things that he had done to me. He had broken my phone. He had punched holes in my wall. He has took phones. He have slapped me, pulled my hair, punched me in my face, kicked me, stomped me, public places, private places, in front of people, not in front of people. Like, you guys, it was to the point, one day me and my sister had to jump him because he tried to fight me in front of my sister. Like, we had to really jump him. Like, it was so, like, and I'm like touching briefly on it because I want to speak on it because I feel like it's the perfect time. Like, it's just heavy on my heart to speak on it. So I want to speak on it, but I'm not like even going in depth with like all the things. Like, you guys, in the course of that, like, I just don't want to touch on so much stuff. Like, I'm leaving so much stuff out because I don't want to reveal who he is. Because at the end of the day, I just feel like people learn and people grow. And I don't want him to feel like I'm trying to degrade him or talk bad about him, talk down on him, have people saying stuff to him. Like, that's not what I want because I kept it private for so long, you guys. Like, and it's like we as women have a problem of just keeping it moving, keeping busy, like not even dealing with it. And in return, it eats you up. It changed your demeanor. It changed like the way you look at things, the way you look at people. Like, it really changed your life. It changed how you viewpoint yourself. Like, touch me in a whole different level because you never know what somebody going through. I done lost friendships over this because I'm keeping it a secret. So I'm like distancing myself from the people that I'm close to, trying to keep it a secret, trying to hide it, like trying to put on a happy face, you guys, and you just dying on the inside. You going through something like, and it's like, what the fuck? And then you become numb to it. You become normalized to it. My kids was exposed to this. Like, and it just was nothing. So how do you tell your kids every day? Look at your kids every day and tell them, don't do this. Don't do this. Make sure a man respects you. Yet they're seeing you every day get disrespected. Be called out your name. Like, you guys, and the whole time, I didn't even really feel like I was in love with him. Like, I loved the idea of the way he loved me. Like, he was so attentive. Like, he was so starstruck, I guess, like so in love with me, just want me, that I liked that. But I wasn't in love with him. I didn't love him. Like, I just liked where he was, like, the attention, until it became like obsessive and crazy. Like, I just feel like, you guys, at the end of the day, everybody play his part. But it's when somebody is showing you who they are, believe them. Don't make excuses. It's at the end of the day become your life or theirs. And it's like you're putting yourself in danger. If you have kids, you're scarring your kids so bad, you guys. I really feel like even to this day, it was years ago, but I feel like my kids need counseling from this. I never want them to think it's ever okay to hit a woman or to be hit, to hit a man or to be hit. Guys, I'm going to end this video, and I feel like as I get more comfortable with speaking on like the things that I've been through, I feel like I'll open up more and elaborate more. But I really hope this helps somebody. I really hope, like, if you're in a situation, that you really get out of it, that you seek help, that you seek attention, that you deal with it even after you're out of the situation, that you deal with it. If you guys know somebody, don't just be like, oh, she's dumb for staying. You don't know what's going on in her mind. You don't know. Like, that is such a touchy and sensitive subject, and I feel like we need to normalize speaking on it. It should be brought to awareness that that is not normal. That is not how you show love. Like, especially when you're brought up, like, my parents used to fight. My parents used to fight all the time, so it was normal. Like, it's normal. It's normal behavior, especially in, like, community. Like, it's just normal for whatever race you are. It's been normalized, and it should not have been. Like, and I feel like also another thing we should speak on, which I am going to do a story time on. I'm probably going to do another story time about when I was the abuser next week, because I feel like we need to speak on that too. We need to touch on that too, because that also is a thing. Women abusing men is a thing. Like, women have problems with their hands all the time, and that's a thing. And they think because they are men that is not abuse, it's not domestic violence, and it is. When I was locked up, it was a bunch of females in there for putting their hands on their significant, their boyfriend, their fiance, their baby father, whatever. Like, it's not okay. I don't care what you are, how big, how small you are. It's not okay for you to put your hands on somebody else. It's never okay. If you are in that situation, please seek help. Please get out of that situation. You guys, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, leave comments, follow me on my social media. You guys, thank you so much. I love and appreciate you guys, and I'm out.